German and French. And well, they have open windows, that's great. Be careful with that because the bridge is not very narrow in Amsterdam. Very easy to move something behind on the phone. Worst case things, of course, but always know how to experience and losing fingers. If you have kids and you love your kids, please don't come up to the doors. Don't love your kids. Still, don't love your kids. For the rest, I suppose you did this year, I'm going to close a bit myself. If you don't know it, it's we are very simplistic in designing names in the Netherlands because, well, we name it like we see it. We have a tower in Amsterdam, Amsterdam Tower. We have Southern Church, South, Western Church, Eastern Church. Go on for hours. We don't remember that. But very simplistic in design. travel line on the open arm in this old harbor of Amsterdam. You have and watch this from above. We have some sky lounges here. Up there you have another library. There is a great these slides. Open up, very expensive. We have building. This is building. Building means most of the time very expensive. So we think good, not always good for all the things. So let's take off this off.
Amsterdam shipping companies to serve their customers. This building is also known as the House with 1,000 Windows. It was built in the famous style of the Amsterdam School and was decorated with details from shipping history, including the voyages of the VOC. It currently serves as a very luxurious hotel.
Links sehen Sie ein Schifffahrtshaus, das von 6 großen Amsterdamer Reedereien gebaut wurde. Man nennt das Gebäude auch das Haus mit den 1000 Fenstern. Das Gebäude wurde in dem bekannten Baustil der Amsterdamsche Schoolstijl gebaut und wurde mit Details, die der Amsterdamer Schifffahrtshistorie entstammen, wie die VOC-Reisen etwa, verziert. Jetzt dient es als Luxushotel.
Sur la gauche, vous apercevez la Scheepvaarthuis, maison de la navigation, bâtie par 6 grandes compagnies d'armateurs d'Amsterdam comme siège social. Ce bâtiment est également appelé la maison aux 1000 fenêtres. Le bâtiment est construit dans le style de la célèbre école d'Amsterdam et il est décoré avec des scènes de l'histoire de la navigation comme les voyages de la Compagnie des Indes orientales. Il a maintenant été transformé en hôtel de luxe.
Well, this building is built in the style of the Amsterdam School. Amsterdam School is an exterior design rooms of about 1920, and it's actually a social building in a beautiful way. The architects which designed this Amsterdam School, they said if you don't have a lot to spend, then you still have a right to live in a beautiful environment. And that's all what it is, social building in a beautiful way. And nowadays it's our hotel, 3-star hotel. And I know the connection between 3-star hotel and social building is very small. But they still give tours on Sundays tomorrow, combined with lunch. It's not very cheap because it's a 3-star hotel. It's a great lunch, not very cheap. But if you don't want to pay for it, it's a hotel. You walk inside, you just act like you're looking for your room. It's free of charge. Then you can decide to go. I've been there about 2 years. There's a lot of Art Deco, a lot of units. It's beautiful. Look at it. It's entrance. It's really very interesting. This, by the way, the place I used to live as a student in that corner over there. And, those days, 40 years ago already, the boats were for students, for hippies. Not anymore. If you want to buy a houseboat, it will cost you about 700,000 euros. Average price. Some are a million, even more. I sold mine 35 years ago for 1,000. I know. Decisions, wrong ones are very good at that. All the connections, you can see it over there. It's beautiful into the wall. There's the water, the fiber, the sewer connection. It's very clean. You can swim there. I know you don't want to go. Come on.
بالفعل
Well, maybe a little rationed today, but they have pollution, so that's
شو حكى أمان شو حكى عن هاي الساعة؟
Ja, zien we de motorblauwstoren, een oude verdedigingstoren waarvan het onderstuk dateert uit de 15e eeuw, terwijl het bovenstuk er in de 17e. Motorblauwstoren, an old defense tower. The bottom part of the tower is of the 15th century, while the top part was built into it in the 17th century. In the past, the tower had a combination of the yellow.
Erst im 17. Jahrhundert hinzukam. Der Turm wurde früher de Yard genannt, der verrückte Yard, da sein Fuß ziemlich lange aus dem Takt ging.
Vous apercevez à droite la Mountain Barnes Tour, une ancienne tour de fortification dont le sous-bastion date du XVe siècle, tandis que la partie supérieure a été mise en place au XVIIe siècle. La tour porte jadis le nom de majestic, ce qui en néerlandais renvoie à une personne à l'esprit dérangé, car l'horloge a très mal fonctionné pendant longtemps.
Along you can see on the left the light shade in our house, so there are bars in front of the windows. That's the Pepper House. The Pepper House is the house where in the 7th century the pepper was stacked. And in the 7th century the pepper was more worth than gold. So they had to protect it because it cost a lot of money. So that's why the watches are doing. We have a saying in the Netherlands that it's a paper wood, it's expensive as pepper. It's coming from this house. In the 7th century you had the backwood pepper and backwood tools.
Staat een heel scheef huisje, het sluiswachtershuisje van de Supervoliesluis. Dit was ooit een van de zeesluizen van Amsterdam. Rembrandt woonde achter het huisje, in het huis met de vensterluiken. Dit is het Rembrandthuis. On the left, at the top of the bridge, is a very slanted little house. The loft keeps this house called the St. Anthony Lock. This was once one of the sea locks of Amsterdam. Rembrandt once lived behind it, in a house with the window shutters. This is the Rembrandt house.
Links oben an der Brücke steht ein sehr schickes Häuschen. Das Schleusenwächterhäuschen, der steht am Dornenschleisch. Früher war es eine der Amsterdamer Seeschleusen. Rembrandt wohnte hinter dem Häuschen, im Haus mit den Fensterläden, dem Rembrandthaus.
En haut, à gauche du pont, se trouve une maison très enjolivée, la Sluis Waterhuis de l'église Saint-Antoine. C'était jadis l'une des 6 écluses maritimes d'Amsterdam. Rembrandt vivait derrière le soleil dans la maison avec des volets aux fenêtres. C'est la maison de Rembrandt.
There's a little log house that's nowadays a park. Cozy one. We call this one a bar next to us. Go inside and you will discover it. No worries. Behind this bar, this house here, that's the Rembrandt house. And the Rembrandt house is not about paint, it's actually about life. I'm going to show you how he lived, how he worked. I'm going to show you his kitchen, his atelier, things like that. And if you want to, they're going to bring to conference of you on the computer, the way Rembrandt is done, you can if you want to experience that, we'll bring it over. You want to see the paintings, it's a nice machine. That big there is really worth it. It's great, all those masters. But for the paintings, nice machine, good souvenirs, great house.
Dieser Platz entstand als Handelsort mitten im damaligen jüdischen Viertel von Amsterdam. Der Markt ist montags bis samstags geöffnet. À gauche se trouve la Foire Monopoly, le plus célèbre marché de souvenirs d'Amsterdam. Ce marché était à l'origine un endroit où on faisait du commerce au milieu du quartier juif d'Amsterdam. Le marché est ouvert du lundi au samedi.
On the left you can see a statue of Spinoza. Spinoza was a Jewish man. He was Portuguese. And he lived here in this old Jewish court. He did notice something about separation of church and state. Tolerance was his thing. Maybe you know the word liberalism. It's coming from Spinoza. Well, we had a lot of philosophy. Because philosophy is all about sharing new ideas with people. And well, it was not always appreciated in terms of question, but Amsterdam was to for philosopher, you know, philosophy had sponsored, he had sponsored somebody paid him, Amsterdam money, if Amsterdam money, save him, if Amsterdam lost money, you have to good for you. So there were philosophers, all the sponsors, Amsterdam money on all of them, with Spinoza, Descartes, Locke, Mendes, also. We call this freedom of mind, but the sponsors have to pay for it.
De Flavioplein, dat nu grotendeels wordt ingenomen door het stadhuis bij het muziektheater. Links ziet u een rij huizen die scheef staan, ook wel de dansende huizen van de titel. You now see a row of crooked houses. That's a little bit of
On the right is the beginning of the 4th century of Amsterdam, tower. Behind this house is the Red Line district, and this building you can see is the hotel. The hotel of time. This is a big operation you can see over there. It's connected with one of the best restaurants of Amsterdam. Very expensive. So the people who are sitting out there, they don't want to be watched.
Wir fahren hier auf dem Fluss die Amstel. Die Amstel war einst einer der Flüsse, die ins Meer mündeten. Nous utilisons ici sur le fleuve Amstel. L'Amstel était jadis le fleuve qui se jetait dans la mer.
is a copy of the fifth Alexander.
Littéralement, l'empereur s'est traduit par le pont. Le pont est plus ou moins une copie du pont Alexandre III à Paris et il fixe le nom de ses prédécesseurs en théorie en bois.
We komen nu in de Herengracht. Deze gracht werd gegraven in de 17e eeuw. Op deze gracht staat de grootste en mooiste grachtenpand van Amsterdam. We are now getting to the Herengracht, or Gentleman's Canal. This canal was dug in the 17th century. The canal houses here are the largest and most beautiful in Amsterdam.
Wir kommen jetzt in die Herengracht. Diese Gracht wurde im 17. Jahrhundert gegraben. Auf dieser Gracht finden sich die größten und schönsten Grafenhäuser Amsterdams. Nous arrivons maintenant dans le Rembrandt, où littéralement le canal des Fées. Ce canal a été creusé au XVIIe siècle. C'est le long de ce canal que l'on trouve les plus grandes et les plus belles maisons d'Amsterdam.
A lot of people have bought the train tickets, plane tickets, arrive in Amsterdam with the Rembrandt hotel. And they find the Rembrandt hotel here, the spot in Amsterdam itself. You can try, you can find some decent price hotels in Amsterdam, but you really have to look for it, really have to search for it. But if you're searching for a decent price hotel, don't go there. This one is called the Waldorf Astoria. Prices weeklies are 900 euros. In the weekends, 1200 euros. No breakfast. As you can see, this kind of one, you get a super cool. That's a key.
bridges on the Rembrandt Canal in Rome.
Wir nähern uns jetzt einem Höhepunkt unserer Tour. Gleich sehen wir auf der linken Seite die 7 Bogenbrücken der Weltmeerschlacht hintereinander.
Nous approchons d'un des plus hauts peuples de la. À gauche, vous voyez les 700 arches de Weltmeerschlacht alignés les uns derrière les autres.
just not about it. It's not like a legal market, it's for a place to be. The restaurant inside. Not exactly the case, it's your own room.
Marchand au XVIIe siècle. Celui qui avait réussi dans cette riche ville commerciale devait bien sûr aussi le montrer. On habitait les maisons de très grandes portes et de petites fenêtres sur les dessus. Et c'était le bâtiment paraît enfin et puis, ces maisons sont des bâtiments, bureaux. Auparavant, les maisons étaient
الجولة اللي خدنا فيها المرات غير هاي نطلع على البحر ونشوف السفينة الزرقاء السفينة الزرقاء والله عملتها ما شفتها بس بطلع على البحر
People who were living here were actually the richest people of Europe. And the generation before they became so wealthy, they were fishing.
كله كان يفوز بالقوارب
Very rich in a very short
زي
period.
المندوقية في إيطاليا
Gonna change. And in the 17th century, people want to show everybody they did really well. So that the materials used for building of these houses is just to show off. It's all status symbols. This sandstone that is nothing. It's very expensive. If people can see, they can look for those.
ما نكونش عنده غالب على فوق السيارة لما ترجع على السيارة طبعا السيارة
houses. The higher the stairs were, the wider the stairs were, the more taxes they had to pay. The more to pay those taxes, again, they were very, very important. So all those stairs, all those materials, all stairs, just to show everybody they did really well. You can also see fences in front of the cars. On the left side you can see some, and those fences are preventing the cars to drive into the water. And it really helps. The first fence was placed in 1960, and in the 60s, not many cars on the street, but every day a car into the water, and they wanted to prevent that. And they succeeded. I've seen about 5 years of staying on the canals of Amsterdam, I've seen get 3 cars into the water. That's very positive. That's a good idea. So if you want to park your car, I would recommend the website. It's really safe. If you want some excitement, you want to park in your car, take a look. And you may think it's very shallow water, but it's actually very deep water. They created a cleaning system in the 70th century. There is really water on the side of the place. Water inside the building.
betaalde belasting over de breedte van je huis. On your right, you will see one of the narrowest houses in Amsterdam. In the early days, it was smart to build the narrowest facade possible, as taxes would return based on the width of your house.
Rechts sehen Sie eines der schmalsten Häuser von Amsterdam. Früher war es besonders praktisch, um die Straßenfassade so schmal wie möglich zu bauen. Die Steuern basierten nämlich auf der Breite des Hauses. À droite, vous pouvez voir l'une des maisons les plus étroites d'Amsterdam. Autrefois, il était pratique de voir une maison aussi étroite que possible à finir. En effet, l'impôt était calculé en fonction de la largeur de la maison.
We do have a lot of narrow houses. This is very extreme, walking the window. It's very strange, it's on this canal, because this was very low canal. People bought 1, 2, 3 pieces of land, built very big houses on it, and they didn't mind to pay taxes. But if you go to the Greece canal, it's 2 places to let, what Rembrandt houses said. People were working hard for their money and they didn't mind to pay a lot of taxes. So they built the houses really very, not premium houses, all along the way, because all these 3 of them, 1 meter, but they built the houses about 3, 4 meters. Very narrow to avoid paying a lot of taxes. The thing is, Amsterdam creates a wealth, and so they have to pay taxes in between. And the state was deciding things to pay taxes. Amsterdam was deciding things that were not to have to pay the taxes over. So the narrow houses, back houses, if you had an entrance in front of your house, you paid a lot of taxes over it. If you had a back house, with an entrance on the back house, no taxes. So it was a constant struggle of paying taxes and deciding something to not paying the taxes. I have to say we have lost. We have to pay taxes now. A lot. But it's for a good cause. But,
It is a very exceptional building, as it was built completely symmetrical to the curve of the canal.
Links sehen Sie das Bartolotti-Haus. Das Haus verdankt dem reichen Kaufmann Bartolotti seinen Namen. Es ist ein Entwurf von Hendrik de Keyser. Das Gebäude ist außergewöhnlich, weil es völlig symmetrisch in der Kurve der Gracht gebaut wurde.
À gauche, vous voyez la Bartolotti House. La maison porte le nom
Let u ook eens op de gevels van de huizen die we hier aan de linker en aan de rechterzijde zien. Er zijn vele soorten gevels, maar de meest voorkomende zijn de trapgevel, de klokgevel, de halsgevel, de lijstgevel en de tuit- of trechtergevel. U ziet dat ieder huis een hijsbalk boven in de gevel heeft. Omdat de deuren en trappen van de huizen in Amsterdam erg smal zijn, gaat, als ze verhuizen, alles door het raam naar buiten en naar binnen.
Have a look at the facades of the houses. We can see on the left and right of us. Here we have many kinds of facades, but the most common are the split gable, the low gable, the thin gable,
das Haus einen hochwertigen Angiebel besitzt. Weil die Türen und Treppen in Amsterdam sehr schmal sind, ist das Haus eines der Fenster in der Hausdach.
Chaque maison est équipée d'une auto-perche au sommet de la façade. Les portes et les escaliers des maisons étant très étroits à mi-étage, tout est entré ou sorti par les fenêtres lors des déménagements.
Well, in a moment you can see on your right over there red brick house with wooden shutters. That's the oldest stone built house in Amsterdam, still remaining. And this one is 15th century. We have some older houses, those are wooden houses. And there was a big fire in the 14th century, it was 13th century wooden houses. Big fire in the 14th century and a lot of wooden houses went up in flames. And it was being built in wood again. And everything had to be built in stone. This is the oldest one still remaining. And maybe you have noticed also the hoisting beams on top of the buildings. The hoisting beams that get the cargo upstairs. Amsterdam was still connected, the canals were still connected to the sea, so the pipes were regulating the rising of the water. Well, the level of the water was very high. And if you put your cargo on the ground level, it was damaged by the water. And that's why they use the hoisting beams and a rope to get the cargo on the second or third level. That's the reason we have those hoisting beams. And we still use them. I hold a lot of friends with moving furniture. Most of the time we also deal with four friends. One of us goes upstairs, put the rope over the hood of the hoisting beam. Then you run downstairs, 4 people including you were pulling the rope down. Something happened. Sometimes it's a joke among friends if us losing rope, but it was most of the time over furniture. We liked it, he did it. But what I'm trying to tell you, if you're walking in Amsterdam and you see a rope hanging in front of your nose, look up, give me a piano. That's all.